Hey guys, Robert Visitation here and welcome back to my channel. Today, it's all about boxing basics. Today we're going to work on the importance of head movement. We're going to work on keeping those hands home. We're going to do a little bit of footwork and we're going to work on how to throw that jab and that right hand and that cross. So hang on a little bit later in the video. I'll show you a little tweak that you can do to get more power out of that jab and that cross. Guys, if you like what we're doing here and you want to see more videos like this, go and subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. All right, guys, so first thing on the agenda is hands home. I am huge about hands home here. Being a coach, that's pretty much what I say all day long. Hands home, hands home, hands home. And what is hands home? Hands home is right here. Whether you're boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, however you want to do it, your hands need to be home right here. And if you're in kickboxing or boxing, if you ever want to get to that elite level, you're going to have good boxing basics. So keep those hands home. Hands home is right here, either side of my cheek. My elbows are in to protect my body right here as well, right? So typically you'll see so many people that'll throw that jab and that hand goes way down here when you start to throw that right hand, right? So it's critically important to keep those hands home. You throw that jab out, that jab comes right back home, boom, before you throw that right hand. How many times have you seen somebody throw that jab, throw the right, somebody else is throwing it right at the same time, or a right hook, and get caught right there on the chin, and then it's end over, right? So very, very big part of boxing, keep those hands home. No matter what punch you're throwing, those hands are always going to come right back home. Okay, guys? Now, next thing is head movement. I get people in here from different gyms and stuff, and they come in for open sparring, and I see so many people that look pretty good. They got this here, but they're doing this, and bam, 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 and they're throwing those kicks, and that head is sitting right there on a pivot. Anybody punches, any punch, any kick that's thrown is going to hit them right there in the head because they have no head movement. So when you head movement, I mean side to side. Head movement is okay if someone's throwing a jab and you back up to counter if you're pretty quick. But just remember, if you're moving side to side, you move it to side and you can throw that counter. But if you're going backwards, you're fighting all your body weight to come back up to throw that jab or that counter. So make sure most of your head movement is going to be pop, pop, side to side, bam, bam, this way rather than back. Because you go back, you've got that much more further that you've got to catch up to catch him, but then you also have to fight your own body weight going backwards. Now you got to start going forward to be able to catch up and catch him with a good counter, okay? Now, let's work on that jab. The jab is going to be your lead hand, whether you're conventional or you're southpaw. If I'm southpaw, my right hand is going to be my jab. If I'm orthodox or conventional, my left hand is my jab, okay? So make sure when we're throwing the jab and the cross, make sure we're always hitting with these two knuckles here, these two knuckles on the top. We don't want to throw and hit with these little bones here. We can hurt ourselves and fracture bones that way. So make sure you're hitting with those two knuckles both times. Okay, now when we're throwing that jab, we don't want to throw this chicken wing out here to throw it out, right? We don't want to telegraph, and what a telegraph is where somebody can see it coming before it gets there, right? So the best point to be able to have success is from point A to point B, the shortest distance. Boom, from my nose right out to the chin or wherever that jab's going. So jab, boom, cross, jab, pow, cross, right there. Remember, elbows in, hands home up here, protect the head, elbows protect the body, throw that jab out, bring the jab straight back in, bam, throw that cross. Do not throw chicken wings and rearing back, okay? We'd rather see a jab and a cross look like pop, pop, rather than a 1, 2, right? Let's talk a little bit about that right hand now on this one, okay? So usually that right hand is preceded by the jab, right? But one thing we want to do, I'm going to put my hand's going to be home, but I'm going to put it down here just so you can see a little bit better. My elbow is almost resting right there, like on my chest, okay? I don't want to take it out like this to throw that. What I want to do is just go from point A to point B, boom. Point A to point B, bam, and hit with those two knuckles. Now, a couple things about this is, and I kind of told you a little bit later in the program, we talk about a little bit of power, and I'm going to talk about it here. We're going to talk about the way we're going to get power is out of exerting those hips just a little bit. Your jab, don't watch the jab, watch the hips. Okay? The jab goes out and right back, okay? You see, I'm not throwing a jab like this, right? I'm throwing it like this. I'm pushing, or I'm letting my left hip come in and help give me a little bit more range and distance, but it also gives me more power in that jab as well. Same thing goes for the right hand. When we're here, I'm going to throw the jab. I'm going to turn, bring this hand back home, and that right hand is going to go out, and I'm going to extend the hip on that right hand as well. I'm going to extend the hip on that right hand as well. Okay, so we've worked on head movement. We've worked on keeping those hands home, and the importance of keeping those hands home. We've worked on the jabs, and we've worked on the cross. Now, let's get to a little bit of footwork. So footwork is a lot like dancing. So we're gonna bounce, and we're not gonna be bouncing or walking flat-footed. We're gonna be bouncing, okay? Let's take a look down here at my feet. Be bouncing on the balls of my feet, okay? We don't wanna be caught flat-footed, going forward like this, going backwards like this, okay? We always wanna be on the balls of our feet so that we have some spring action and we can move left or right, okay? When we have our footwork going, do not ever cross your feet like this when you're moving. Don't cross your feet. You cross your feet, somebody catches you with a cross, boom, you're down because you're off balance and your feet are tangled up. So make sure when you're shuffling left, you're shuffling with little shuffles left and right, okay? Little shuffles this way, little shuffles this way. If we want to start coming in a little bit, you know, we can bounce forward, we can bounce back, but always stay on the balls of your feet, okay? We don't want to get caught like this with our feet flat, moving like this, right? We're slower that way. We're much faster and much more able to respond with punches being on the balls of our feet, okay? All right, guys, so in conclusion, we worked on the importance of keeping those hands up, right? We actually worked on a little bit of head movement as well. We worked on that jab. We worked on that cross. I gave you guys a little tweak that can help you get power out of that jab and that cross. And then we worked a little footwork. We danced a little bit, right? So anyway, guys, I really appreciate you tuning in. If you like the videos that we have on this channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, kick that like button there for me. That would help me be able to continue to bring you good quality content for your boxing, kickboxing, and Muay Thai journey. Until next time, yeah!